What's up, guys? It's Will from Southern Bits coming at you with another YouTube review. This time for For Honor in the open beta state. Alright, if you didn't know about it, For Honor is a new action fighting game developed by Ubisoft. It has its own kind of unique melee combat fighting system that leaves most fights up to the skill of the user. Now, I say most fights, but we'll get into that a little bit later. The game currently has 3 medieval factions to choose from: the Knights, the Samurai, and the Vikings. Each of them is fighting to control the map in a never-ending faction war. The beta only had 9 of the 12 classes planned for release, but there could also be more on the way. All of these modes are in open beta as well, with the addition of Skirmish and Elimination, which is Deathmatch. It's a 4v4 game mode. A lot of fun to play. 1 life, you only get 1 shot. Both betas had the same 9 classes to test. However, we'll go over those right now. For the Samurai, we have the Kinsei, the Nobushi, and the Orochi. Now for the Vikings, we have the Raider, the Warlord, and the Berserker. And last but not least, the Knights, my chosen faction for this open beta. I did choose the Vikings in the closed beta, but that doesn't matter. And the Knights, we have the Warden, the Conqueror, and the Peacekeeper. Now you can test all 9 of these classes just like you could in the closed beta, but there's a little bit some changes that have happened to the individual heroes themselves. For example, the Warlord has been toned down a little bit. His headbutt was a little bit too strong in the closed beta, so they did balance that for the open beta, that's something to say about the developers, that they're looking forward to actually making this a competitive game and trying to do what they can to balance it as best as they can, which I will also talk about later how important that is. Now, when I first tried For Honor in the closed beta, I was a little overwhelmed, to say the least. I played with the keyboard and mouse and had fun at first. I was able to dominate the practice mode with no problem. But when it came to fighting bots or actual players, I would actually lose more than I would win. And I left feeling like I was doing something wrong. So, from a tip from a buddy of mine, they told me to try out the controller. So once I switched to controller, I felt like I had a lot more control over the fight and what was actually happening. It was a lot easier to defend and attack with the controller layout for me, but I've actually seen multiple streamers excel really well with the keyboard and mouse. I would recommend starting out with one of these early classes, like the Warden, the Raider, or the Kinsei, all vanguards. They are considered easy to play, very entry level. They'll get you into the game, get you getting some executions, making you feel good about it before you go to a higher skill cap class. For example, the Peacekeeper. And they also play a lot differently. So this game offers a lot for a lot of different play styles. So if you play one particular character and you don't think you're enjoying the game, by all means, try something else. What works for someone else may not work for you. So definitely give those a try for everything else before giving up on that. They also are now included in the open beta under how to play. In the closed beta, there was practice and advanced practice, but you now have free mode and dual practice, and they added some game videos. They may have been there in the closed beta. I didn't really pay too much attention to the videos. However, I know the free mode was not there before, and that's a pretty nice addition where you can just go in there and practice against AI units to get a feel for your new class, in addition to the practice and the advanced practice. Now for one of the most important questions of all my videos. Is it worth a play? Now, if you're able to participate in the For Honor open beta before Sunday, February 12th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, then do so. It is available to download on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. This will give you a great idea of whether you want to purchase the game for yourself. If you can't do that, however, and probably the reason you're actually watching this video, then the decision will be a tougher one. If fighting games and high skill cap PvP is your thing, then For Honor is the game for you. If you're just a video game enthusiast that enjoys dabbling in a lot of different games like I do, then I'd say I'd wait for a sale. The $60 price tag is a lot for a game that won't have a ton of replay value, in my opinion. The developers do promise to offer a steady stream of content and continue to balance so it remains competitive. So, if those promises are fulfilled, then the game will be a must-buy. Until then, I would recommend looking for a good deal or just pre-ordering through my Amazon link below. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content.